Yes. These non-governmental organizations, yeah, private international associations, the world societies, also have contact with one another. Yes. Globalization helps spread awareness of human rights throughout the world. Furthermore, violations of human rights, yes, are now more likely to be exposed. And the United Nations and other organizations are more capable of combating these violations. Yes. Now, the types of human rights. Yes. Human rights are classified into three main types: rights of personal integrity, yes, civil liberties, and social and economic rights. Rights of personal integrity involve rights to personal safety and freedom. These rights include freedom from slavery, torture, and unreasonable imprisonment. Well, let's look at the three different rights of human rights. Yes. Rights of personal integrity. Well, have you put me in jail for the false accusation of violating the restraint provisions of a protection order? Yes. That would be the unreasonable imprisonment of myself based upon the false reporting of a crime. Oh, oh. Now, torture, you might not think it's torturous because your family enjoys doing what they do. To you, it's humorous, obstructing my emails. But when 12 of the email addresses that I was emailing somehow don't get through the Yahoo, I'm starting to think that it's not just the IP addresses, it's the actual desktops. Yes. Now, let's say I went to lunch. I get back, and it looks to me that somebody moved my desktop to some other IP address location. Yes. I decide to copy and paste some new email addresses from the International Bar Association into my email. Now, just to do a little test to find out, I would say it is torture, right, to move desktops because you want to obstruct emails that expose human rights violations. Now, let's say we go through the IP addresses of all of those in law enforcement. That would be the individuals, yes, that contacted them and find out if law enforcement tagged their actual desktop with any sort of surveillance technology. Ouch. Why don't we go through every web page and every website, Spokane County Sheriff's Department and Spokane City Police Department? Let's find out if sheriffs and police officers are using tagging technology to be able to get on the desktop of those that go on their web pages and websites. And then get me the actual IP address of every desktop in every law enforcement department of the United States of America. Let's say the deputy chief of police decides to go to a website so that he can tag somebody so as to remotely monitor what they're doing with their own personal computers. There's a good probability that that would be a warrantless searching of the private, yes, electronics of those that are citizens. Now, for every time that you and your family think it's so fucking funny torturing American citizens, I'm going to be one of these human rights, human beings, yes, that is going to sue you in international courts of law throughout the world. Yes. Now, I'm just like the rest of humanity. Poop. I am wanting right now, you corrupt assholes, to be tried in international courts of law. Now, all of a sudden, we're looking at slavery, torture, and unreasonable imprisonment. Boop. Now, let's look at it again, okay? This is a petition for an order for protection, yes, issued in July 8th of 2011. Yeah. Confidential report. Confidential report. Was there a signature on these confidential reports? See, we have Heidi Lee Budner, the twin look-alike of my wife. Oh. Now, you issued a temporary protection order without any attempt at me receiving notice or opportunity to be heard before a fair and impartial judge. Now, here's a declaration. Heidi L. Budnick, and here's another declaration, Heidi Budnick. Now, since I don't think that I've read these declarations, yes, why don't you get me the actual handwriting? And is there a color of process violation when it's a forgery of the actual petitioner? Yes, because somebody was using the judicial system to get paid for shows. Now, let's say I went to any nation of the world. Yes. And I asked the other citizens that happen to be human beings in these other nations, do you know how to bribe a judge to get a court order issued against you? Yes. Or for you? Yeah. So that you can kidnap the children, the kids, right? The offspring, ooch, the actual biological children that you and your spouse have had together. Now, not all of us have been married to such a rich individual as Heidi Lee Budnick. Ouch! Because I think she thought she was the queen of the world. Yes. That somebody paid her X number of millions of dollars in the come to find out family. Ouch, 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 so that she could just come to find out the money and bribe those in office. For myself, yes, I'm that poor, homeless, yes, human being, as a member of humanity, yes, that can't come the money because I'm not in the family, so I can't bribe you, Sheriff. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Now, when you think about being married to a very wealthy woman that had the availability of bribing a sheriff, yes, bribing a police officer, yes, bribing a judge, yes, there are probably other individuals throughout this great world that have felt the same frustration that I'm feeling because I'm poor and she's rich. She's rich. She's so rich.